good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever we are in the world. Welcome to another adventure with Lee of Magnetic North Magnet Fishing. Today I'm not going to be going magnet fishing because I'm going to be doing that for the next 7 days. I'm going to be doing the 7 in 7 at 7 challenge. The 7 in 7 at 7 is you go to 7 locations, you have 7 casts out, and you recover 7 different items or 7 different finds, and each day you mention a different charity, talk about a few things, talk about general mental health, wellness, charity support, help if you need it. Don't forget, there's always somebody out there to talk to you. So, no matter what, you know, we don't like to talk about it a lot, but yeah, it's needed. And the more people that's aware of it, the better. So, today, I'm in Ashover in Derbyshire. And we're going to be doing a history walk. But it's partly natural history, partly man-made history. So I'm going to be talking about mines, quarrying, crystals, fossils, and generally things that happened in this particular area. And it is quite a high up valley, but many years ago, it was actually in the Carboniferous period, 290 to 320 million years ago. This was a tropical sea, and there was islands on there, and there has been evidence of fossilised wood from these particular trees in the area. There's shells, there's fossil corals, all sorts of random different bits. But because of the area as well, it also had volcanic activity as well, and there has been evidence of volcanic ash found in rocks. So hopefully I'll be able to find something and show you as I go around, and I'll certainly show you where the fossils and coral reefs are as well. Right, okay, so just about to get to an area where I'm about to start the walk, so it won't be the whole walk, it'll just be snippets, but I'll be back with you very soon. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. So this is the crossing point, or one of the crossing points, but as the river is actually quite high, that is not going to be accessible safely to cross that. I was planning on going up to the top of the valley up there, so I'll just have to find a different crossing point. So this here is in an old quarry just here, and we're now at a point where we'd be very deep underwater here, and there are old mine workings up in the tops there. So I've just come across this floor, and we've got bits of calcite, feldspar varieties. You've also got fluorite in there, and that up there is one of the original mines again. So this is one of the upper levels. There was another level right up on the top, and when you walk around you do see bits of limestone and crystals. There's one there, look, fluorites. This here is a mineral called slickendside. Slickendside is where rocks have rubbed against each other and it's caused the friction plate to move. And we've got these lovely bits here. Fluorite again with purple. Got a piece there, just there. And that grey is lead ore. And that was mined for many years, right the way back to the Roman times. So it's very distinctive. That's what used to be mined. And there you've got a big piece of blue purple. How beautiful is that? 280 million years old. One cave, second working, and there's a third one just up there from the 1800s. So as you can see, there is a lot of loose rock around, so you've got to have very sturdy boots when you're in such an area. Make sure people always know where you are, because landslides, trips, accidents do happen. To think that all the way up there would have been lots and lots of sea marine animals. There's even evidence of shallow reef sharks in this area. So just having a look at this rock pile. Over here I've spotted a fossil shell, and that is the remains of a giant Productus clamshell. So that's the sort of fossils that you get. So here we have a lump of limestone marble, and all those circle bits are remains of crinoid fragments, which were basically sea lilies. And here we've just found this piece, and that there is fossilised wood. There we are, look, it's a tree branch, and that's going to be 290 million years old. Carboniferous era. Nice find. This rock here is a orangey red barytes. Original old moss, and that's what the inside of caves would look like with the limestone. But down here we've got this old working, and it does go in a bit but not very far. So this is the barytes naturally in its unweathered state. And when that's cut and polished, it's orange, pink, a few greyish white stripes, and occasionally you get this beautiful green colour in with it as well. So this particular quarry was worked from the 1890s through until the 1930s, and very briefly into World War II and slightly later. And this here, if you look here, you see these lines across here. This is a fault line, so this is mineral rubbing against the other mineral when the plates in the earth are moving, and it caused this weathering effect. And we've got calcite there, which is what stalactites would be made from. So just looking at the ground conditions, you've got lots of surface water, lots of mud and unseen rocks, and there's a lovely pinky orange bit of barytes. So I've just got to the top of the valley, and a lot of mists dropping in. It's raining, and this is going to drop in even further. But just over there we can see there's a mound over there, and that's a natural hill. And just at the side of that, which can't be seen today, just over there, there was actually smelting works from the 1600s, and there's a few ruins of a chimney fragment and some workshops and a small building over there. And you've got the church there. You can just make it out. On the top of the ridge here, we've got all these flagstones just on the edge of the escarpment ridge, all the way up there. But the local legend has it that those flagstones are basically representing every single miner that was working in this particular area over the last 100 to 200 years. And some people have been referring them as the dead man's stones, and they say that they are the unofficial graves for all the miners that was here whenever they worked, whatever they worked, because we don't know where some of them was taken to. This is what they represent. Purple fluorite there with white fluorite, and that's from Derbyshire. Now that mineral is formed on top of fossil limestone, and that limestone is going to be about 330 million years old. Here we've got a natural piece of limestone that's been carved, and it's got a big hole in the middle, and the locals used to use those as weights on cranes and things like that that were quarrying the stone. But then they were also used as parts of gate hangers like this one here. Now the other side hasn't got one, so that could well have been one of those at one time, and has been broken and used for the crane as a support weight. The way we're going, again, it's quite muddy, but you know what, I'll just show you this, just so you get used to what I have to go through. But we've got these beautiful winter mushrooms. Not sure if you can see the colour quite well, but very, very nice things to see. So just under here you've got crinoids and seashells and bits of coral. So where we are here on the top, you can see all the mist in the valley there. That would have been all a deep water sea ravine. And where I am now on the top up here, I'm getting up to more or less where the islands used to start, and this is why I was finding bits of fossilised wood just on the edge of the previous site. All here on this particular bit, that is a volcanic ash that's all compacted together, and this place called Ashover is very appropriate because it was all volcanic ash that came over this area from the Matlock area down the road. So yeah, so look at that lovely mud. Splish, splash, splish. So looking at the wall here, you can see on all the bits of stone that all these circular bits, that's all fossilised limestone crinoids, and down there, and these are all bits of ancient sea lily. And every rock you look at has all got stuff on. So this here, again, this is limestone. But you see all that grey metallic stuff? That's actually native lead. And the orange crystals, that's fluorite. And fluorite used to be used as a fluxing agent in metal smithing. But that lead, that's the stuff up this valley and in Derbyshire that has been mined since at least the Roman times. When you're looking just in general at the walls, the easiest way to start finding things is to look at the colour of the rock. So this here, we've got a creamy limestone, but on this piece we've got, that's cream, that's grey and white. And it's these sort of pieces that you'd look for the actual fossils. So you do get very, very small shark's teeth and fish teeth. You get your crinoids, you get seashells, just like this piece here, that's got big crinoid fragments, things like that in there, shells. And you get the occasional piece of petrified wood. Looking over here, in the top of the wall there, it's totally different colour. So that there, that orange, that's going to be orange peach varieties. It's a beautiful mineral when it's polished, and that's got limestone and lead on the top. So that there, all those crystals, that's fluorite. And this here, this is all coral. That's all coral reef, branch coral. So these are all bits of coral that would have been together, microbes and sea life feeding off those. And from the other side, the only way you can tell is you've got these little round bits here and here. But once you know what you're looking at, and there's another clamshell there. And just here, we've got a section of original railway track. And here, got a big bit of limestone. But just here is one of those giant Productus clamshells, still in its rock. 280 to 330 million years old. So when you're out on walks, don't forget to have a look in the walls, because you just never know what's there. So just look in here, there's a rounded bit just there, look. That's actually a fossil shell just there. You can see the suture lines of it, and that's going to be a small clamshell as well. So put that back. There's fossils in the walls, lovely red, orange, pink varieties, bits of fluorite in there. This particular area has been used as a boundary, a parish boundary, for hundreds of years. And there's evidence of that. So if you again see things like this, 1699 W, E and H, and then we've got a lovely Gothic style cross carved into there, and these holes here would have been so it could have been carried and so it could have been lifted into place all those years ago. And this has been known for many a year as a boundary meeting area. It's also been an area where there's been pack horses driven for at least a couple of 100 years, and maybe even back to the 1300s. So just looking down again into the rocks, and you've got more beautiful reddy orange fluorite. So just over there on the top of that hill, there used to be a big mine up there, and there's a rock at the top, right at the top of that valley, known as Druid's Rock. And it said that that was an old lookout post in times gone by, but there's no physical evidence to show that it was actually used during the time of the Romans. And on this piece, the shells are marked by this black stone, but in the walls again you get some lovely beautiful colours in there. So in this area there's this large embankment, there's quarry workings. Just here we've got such a sinkhole that was ground that's collapsed, and underneath my feet somewhere there's a mine. So the mines in this area, there was initially mining for galena lead ore as far back potentially as the Roman times. And just down there we've got more workings. So this trackway, it used to lead down to an old hall and an estate, and basically if you walk along here and you look amongst the stones on the actual driveway, you will find minerals and fossils along it, various types. And it's said that this was one of the original roads used as a pack horse road, possibly back to the 1500s. Now, just up here on the right is the area where the caves are. So where the tree is, just up there in front of the bit of gorse on the ground, there's a very low cave there. It's that low, it's no longer possible to get in that one. But just to the side of it, there's a very small area what's now got a rope up there where people have been climbing in. And just over here, that big hole is the main cave, and that one has another cave at the side of it, just up there. And there are fossils in there. There's lots of big cave spiders in there, and in the area just in front of it, just in this bit here, there was an excavation maybe in the 1970s, 80s, and there were a few animal bones and some flints there, and the flints would have been prehistoric tools. So, and below the cave systems, just looking in the edges, see if there's anything that's washed out. Oh, I can see this is something there, just there. Oh, yeah, and there we have a flint tool. And flint's not natural in this area. Yeah, nice. Yeah, and these are still very, very sharp. So I'm going to have a look through this area. I'm just very careful to look. Yeah. It's another one. Yep, so there we are. We've got 3 Neolithic flint scraper blades. Beautiful. Prehistoric man and woman was living around here. Down there, it does only look like a stream from up here, but that is actually a river, and that's the River Amber, and there is evidence of lead mining just at the top of where them caves are. So just over where the trees are, that's where the river is, the River Amber. And just here, this mound, it's along here and down that way, that's where the Ashover Light Railway used to be. It used to carry passengers, but it was mostly for carrying minerals. Now here, there is a small bit with a weir dropping down there. There used to be a mill down the river, but there's that area there. We've got an old bridge right next to the river. Sadly, no access. So we've got all these lovely old packed stones here, and this area of water here, which is very fast, very high at the moment, and this is an old causeway, so this would be a good area to try once the water levels drop. And down this side, cattle used to be driven through onto the other side, and people walked along this causeway. So that area there would be ideal to try magnet fishing, because anything that's washed down the river is going to come under this area or through this area. And this part here, that's where the cattle would have been driven from and out that way, or you'd have had small horses with packs on coming this way and down into the river there. Now I have seen in the past bits of pottery, bits of glass, old minerals, and just here again you've got where the railway was, and just a bit further around the corner, just at the end of that embankment, there used to be a bridge where it crossed the river, and you can see there's bits of old fencing where that used to be, but there could well be something of interest down here. So this is the old causeway. You've still got minerals, and this is the area that the bridge used to be, and the railway coming across here. So that's the area I'm going to be trying. So I'm just walking up where the side of the bridge used to be, and that there would be where the railway crossed. I do apologise, but my battery is actually about to die. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And unfortunately I'm not sure of the quality of this last bit, but Happy New Year everyone, make it a good one. Try and be as healthy, safe as possible, and for those of you who magnet fish, relic hunt, mudlark, any form of getting out looking for things, I wish you a very successful year. Thanks again. It's Lee from Magnetic North Magnet Fishing. Bye for now.